Hey guys, it's Pierre again. Today with episode number 58, we're talking about crowd control. Well, when we're talking about intimidation, this is something that Jesus is well aware of with the crowd, right? And we saw that in Mark chapter 5 when it came to Jairus' daughter. He knew how to put the crowd out. So here, we've been talking about unbelief, and we're going to see quickly how Jesus deals with a crowd. Because remember, there is a demon that's currently manifesting. Jesus has the Holy Spirit in him, and the gift of discerning of spirits is operating through him. So he's asking this father the history of the boy while the boy is actually manifesting on the floor, having a seizure. But now here's the funny thing. We go down to verse 25, and when Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit. So even as the crowd was running towards the scene because they saw a commotion, what did Jesus do immediately? He rebuked the demon. And this is so important because we're going to come across situations where you have to understand sometimes a crowd, the whole purpose of the crowd is they're just coming to see. They're just coming to be a witness. Oh, what's going on? I don't know, but you need to shut that down as quickly as possible. And we see Jesus doing that multiple times in his ministry because he understands a lot of times the crowd, their unbelief can stop the manifestation of the power of God. And so he quickly dealt with the crowd and he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying, "You mute and deaf spirit, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." So he commands that spirit to leave the boy. And here's the story. Here's what happens. And after crying and convulsing him terribly, the demon came out and the boy was like a corpse, so that most of them said he's dead. Notice some of the crowd has already arrived. They're like, oh man, he's dead. Because that's the whole role of the crowd. They're here to sow unbelief. Now, Jesus just cast this demon out of this boy who from childhood had been suffering. Yet, this is the thing. You're dealing with the situation. Everybody else is not dealing with your situation. And everybody's going to tell you what they think about the situation. Enough already. Shut them out. You have to learn to do that. Shut out the crowd. Go into your aposento, and that's in Spanish for saying go into your secret place, go into your holy place, and there deal with the situation. Speak to the situation according to Mark 11:23. God has promised that every tongue that rises against you, you shall condemn. So those voices are voices from the crowd. Your job is to condemn those voices and not allow those voices to actually have any kind of elevation. Don't allow those voices to rise above where you are in terms of your belief, your believing, your faith, right? So Jesus dealt with it. And then what did he do at the end? He took the boy by the hand, lifted him up, and the boy got up. And when he had entered the house, the disciples asked him privately, why couldn't we deal with it? So this is the cliffhanger for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to deal with the why couldn't he deal with it question. So why couldn't they deal with the same thing? What happened to the disciples? Let's talk about it on the next episode. And of course, if you are here on YouTube, go ahead, like and subscribe. Come on now, you following, you enjoying this, and don't forget the conversation. Feel free to ask questions, and I'll see you on the next episode. Enjoy.